Hello, my name is Lauren and welcome to the Theoretical YouTube channel, and since we're all locked up inside for the foreseeable future, wouldn't now be a good time to revisit a franchise all about how horrible it is outside? The Hunger Games! Now, when you're talking about dystopian realities, it's really hard to not talk about the Hunger Games when looking at modern examples. This series basically popularized the genre again, leading to a surge of young adult dystopian novels. If you were my age when these books came out, you definitely read them. So, I was going to do a book versus movie about this franchise, but clearly the better version is so obviously the what the heck? Brown hair and a signed braid, bow and arrow, brown leather jacket that clearly doesn't fit a slender frame because it was inherited from a father who died in a coal mining accident. Katniss Everdeen, what are you doing here?
You were just about to announce a winner without doing a real episode. I'm here to make things fair.
Fair?
I'm not gonna let you choose the movie just because it has the music.
Geez, you sound like the YouTube comments section. But fine, Katniss. Okay, how about you take one side and I defend the other? Do you want books or movies? Point taken. This is book versus movie, The Hunger Games.
And Lauren, may the odds be ever in your favor.
Please don't shoot me. Alright, so we're only doing the first book and the first movie, right?
Well, yeah, those two are the best ones anyway. What's the categories?
Well, I usually start these things out by talking about characters, and you can't have a version of The Hunger Games without...
Me?
You said it, not me. Which version had the best Katniss Everdeen?
Oh please, Book Me is awesome. She's a hunter, she's intelligent, she's standoffish only because her heart of gold has been hurt by an unforgiving world.
Right, and what's so different about her character in the movie? You have to admit that Jennifer Lawrence was perfectly cast to bring this character to life.
But everything you love about her comes from the book. Her wits, her skills, her biting commentary, it's all just transferred from the page.
Please, let's face it, the only Katniss anyone ever remembers is the one from the movie. Clearly, it was a more memorable adaptation.
Yeah, but the movie is missing one fundamental aspect of why Katniss had to be the protagonist of the story.
Huh?
Her point of view. The film might be about her story, but only the book is really told from her perspective.
Oh, come on. What do we really miss without the internal monologue? Do we actually need to hear her thoughts?
Wrong! Katniss Everdeen is an illogical person. She makes decisions that don't always seem to make sense without all the information. Unlike a simpler character like Peeta, you can't understand everything she does from an outside perspective. The book links the audience directly to her mind.
What name one irrational choice that she makes in the whole...
She volunteers as tribute, shoots an arrow at the game makers, cuts down a deadly beehive, allies herself with a weaker competitor, and almost commits suicide instead of winning the game.
Stop!
Okay, fine, I get it. I guess the first point goes to the book.
See? Intelligent. What's the next category?
World building, and since we're just talking about the first ones, I guess which version sets up the sequels the best.
Well, that has to be the book, right? It's longer and has more time to elaborate on everything.
Well, not so fast. What about this world shows up the most? Where does your story take place?
The capital.
Mine too. Do you learn what the Hunger Games are?
In the first chapter.
At least in the first 10 minutes. Who are the careers?
Tributes from the first couple districts. What Hunger Games is this?
The 74th. How many tributes are there?
24. Why did the games even exist?
To keep the districts in line. It's a reference to Greek mythology and the story of Theseus.
Nerd. What happened to District 13?
The government blew it up. Who's the villain?
Wait, what?
Who's the villain in the Hunger Games franchise?
President Snow?
Cool. Where was he in the book?
He's in there!
Because for being the mastermind behind the whole society and your arch nemesis for a while, he's sure not very important in the first one.
Yeah, I don't really interact with him in the first book, so why should he show up all the time? Politics is lame.
Except when you're building up a rivalry. You said that Katniss's point of view is one of the strengths of the book, but it also limits the view of the world we can see through her eyes. Film allows us to explore the other side of this conflict and introduces President Snow early because it knows it has to set up a villain for the sequels.
Maybe the book didn't know it was going to be so popular, huh? It's okay to have society be a villain.
Do you really believe that?
No, take your point.
Look, okay, here, I'll even let you pick the final category.
Really?
Sure, do your worst.
Okay. The final category is visuals and gore.
What? Are you kidding me? You're just handing me the win here? Of course the movie's gonna have better visuals. It's a movie.
A PG-13 movie.
Well, duh, the target audience is teenagers.
But it's a story about brutally murdering teenagers. How'd you get around that for the MPAA?
Well, you know, we had a lot of shaky cam and some off-screen deaths and bad CGI dogs.
Right. Can I read you a description of those dogs from the book?
Seems suspicious, but I'll allow
The
it.
green eyes glowering at me are unlike any dog or wolf or canine I've ever seen. They are unmistakably human. And that revelation has barely registered when I notice the collar with the number 1 inlaid in jewels and the whole horrible thing hits me. The blonde hair, the green eyes, its glimmer.
Well, our mutts may not have been genetically spliced together to look like the fallen tributes taking their revenge, but you know, they're big.
Right. And talking about gore, can I read you a description of Peta's leg wound?
You know, I really shouldn't let you.
The deep inflamed gash oozing both blood and pus, the swelling of the leg, and worst of all, the smell of festering flesh.
Please stop. That's horrific. Clearly, we couldn't show that on camera.
So you're saying that your visuals weren't as intense as they should have been?
But what about all that girl on fire stuff? Wasn't that cool?
Oh, you mean the flaring cape made of streams of orange, yellow, and red, and the matching headpiece that defined this costume? You had that?
We had shiny black bodysuits.
Face it, the Hunger Games film failed to capture how surreal the books really were. It was an imitation of a more vivid imagination.
It's not the movie's fault. If it were truly an accurate depiction of the book, it would have been stuck with an R rating.
Still, I'm pretty sure you can't make up for lack of innovation with a shaky cam that makes everyone motion sick.
It's supposed to simulate running in the woods with them.
No one's head shakes that much.
Fine, okay, fine. The books get the point.
Which means
they win this round of book versus movie. Congratulations. I was gonna pick them as the winner anyway.
Sure you were.
Can't we pull some meta commentary here and trick the game into making us both winners? Huh?
Absolutely not.
Alright, thank you for joining me, Katniss.
Wait, I thought that shtick was over.
If you liked this video, please feel free to subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. And if you want to see more of these book versus movies, be sure to comment in the section below and click the card here to see the other two. You can also follow us on Twitter at theory_essential, where I'm pretty sure no one's murdering each other in order to gain attention from the bloodthirsty public eye. Not yet. But that's all I have for you today, so thanks for watching, and may the odds be ever in your favor.
Thank you for your consideration.